But so if you have experienced a lot of really toxic relationships, you're probably just like, sexual manipulation. That's normal. Actually, that's not normal. Okay? Anyone who feels that they have to sexually manipulate you by emotionally manipulating you is um, a sexual predator, an emotional predator, a mental predator. So um, you'll notice that if you have shared sexual energy with a manipulator, you tend to keep attracting the same thing. So this is why I have this question. How does sexual manipulation affect your energy field? And we're going to go into some more detailed ways to cleanse your sexual energy, masculine and feminine as well, because the same things like yoni egg and things like that. But what if you don't have access to that? You know what I mean? In the moment that you're like really realizing, wait, I need to cleanse my sexual energy. I know I've listened to a lot of beautiful readers, and they're forgive me, guys. They'll be like, yeah, use a yoni egg or things like that, and I'm just like, okay, okay. Like I don't exactly have it at the moment, but I know that I'll get it. And then, but then I started thinking there's other ways we can cleanse our masculine and sexual energy. Okay. So we're going to talk about um, the origin of sexual manipulation because and we're going to talk about how it evolved, and then we're going to get into how it affects your energy field. This is something you can teach your children because your children need to know what's going on in this world, right? So the origin of sexual manipulation is going to start at 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Right. Thank you. I feel super cleansed. Let's get into the origin of sexual manipulation. I be wanting to know stuff, and I know other people who use it. The tower, okay, and the three of swords. So I'll let you look at these cards. The three of swords in reverse. So what I'm getting here is that there used to be a time when sexual energy was so pure. I mean, extremely pure, to the point where people who didn't have pure sexual energy would stumble upon it, and it would the pure sexual energy would just radiate off somebody. And the tower showed up because this this the energy would be so pure it would draw a lot of people to the person. It would be a shock that sexual energy could be that pure. Sexual energy that was free of trauma, that was very healing. Okay, so this is talking about healers. All right, let's keep going. Uh, see, I never would have known that. See, I love my cards. All right, three of swords popped out again with four of wands in reverse. So what this says to me is there was healers that, weren't really investing into family dynamics. They really just were focusing on spiritual enlightenment, you know? They were keeping their sexual energy pure. And the Four of Wands attempts to domesticate the free spirited healers was not working. It was very frustrating for people who wanted to experience the sexual energy without honoring the pure sexual energy of healers. Or this and Daughter of Cups. So this is around a time where, you know, with this Four of Cups here, and the individual trying to close the door, I'm feeling like this is around a time where a healer's energy, sexual energy was so potent, and because it was so very pure that it wasn't easy to get access to the healer. You know, the healer was more so focused on making sure that the foundation was being built. Okay, if you can't relate, you can't relate. And just because the sexual energy was pure doesn't mean there was acts of sex. It could just simply be masturbation. It could simply be acts of self pleasure, things like that. You know. Now with Daughter of Cups here, the emotions were extremely pure too. Not that saying the emotions didn't have any ups and downs, but there was very much careful planning about mixing of energy, especially sexually. There was a lot of preciseness taking place. We have the moon, okay? So the healers were highly coveted, but it was not easy to get access to them. You see how this person is just watching. A lot of people use the moon cycle to manifest the healing. Okay, so this is just a repeating of things we hear about on a daily basis. And then the Three of Cups, but with Three of Cups, they didn't have pure intentions because basically, um, with this Ten of Discs here, this is showing me the sexual energy of the healer was so potent that it was enough to build foundation, stability. Okay, so a lot of people would manifest against the healer's free will their sexual energy to come to them because they wanted the foundation. Impure sexual energy can't manifest, okay? That's why you'll notice energy vampires love empaths. It's because their sexual energy is so impure and they don't know how to cleanse it and they refuse to cleanse their energy that they target empaths because empaths naturally heal themselves, okay? Then we have Son of Wands. And this Four of Cups is in reverse. So this tells me that when a healer is being initiated, this is when an energy vampire would have studied healers to understand this is the time to get in when they're in the in between. Okay. They more than likely with the manifestation, with the consistent manifesting of the healer sexual energy, because I'm picking up circles and we had the moon. More than likely, the healer was being manifested on a consistent basis, or not, or maybe ritualistic basis. If you think about it. And so this is where when the healer was going through extreme warfare, spiritual warfare, the person 10-10, a cycle just ended too. So this means spiritual warfare just ended for you watching this video, okay? The healer would, they wouldn't be able to have access to the healers. The healer would be so focused on trying to get through the spiritual warfare, they would not think about sex. Now, this is where the healer will be at a crossroads, ready to embark on a brand new beginning. Okay? And Son of Wands tells me that there would have been more than enough research done on healers in general or a particular healer. Now, you're dealing with a sociopathic stalker. If you have sex with them and they already know how to please you to a T, it's more than likely that they, have studied your body language, the way you talk, act, and think. And so they have just tapped into, you know, they're basically using the knowledge they have to tap deeper into your energy, okay? And I'm not saying somebody you meet off the bat is gonna be, a fucking stalker and things like that. I'm saying if you getting a vibe like I feel like I know you, but I don't know you, and there's manipulation going on, right? And when you have sex with them, it's in this very sporadic type energy where you know how in them old movies you used to see these two people would share sexual energy and it would be like the best thing they ever had, and then they would go through the unhealthy trials and tribulations of a connection based on lust. Is that initial feeling of lust you would get. It wouldn't be anything where you would, it's like you're flying and you're hoping someone catches you. That is a sociopath. Now, if you meet somebody who just, has studied healers and they target healers specifically, and, they just on the hunt for a healer sexual energy, they'll be, in and out your life, okay? But a healer, they know that when the healer, uh, basically, oh yes, they like to target the healer. When the healer is battle weary from a lot of spiritual warfare, okay? Now, if someone likes to specifically target healer sexual energy, they'll more than likely, be at a place where it's like they can read if a healer's going through battle, but if the healer has not learned to yet hide it, maybe the healer don't know they're going through spiritual warfare. Maybe the healer just like, maybe this life is tough and I need to not give up. And these the ones that don't know that spiritual warfare going. This is when their sexual manipulation comes in. They call it love bombing. It's not love bombing. I don't call it that. But love is not like that, honey. I call it affectionate, no, conditional affection bombing. Okay, there's a huge difference. And during the time, if someone has done thorough research on healers, they'll be able to pinpoint this healer don't know what the hell is going on. This healer's been initiated into something, and I'm going to basically interrupt their initiation because if they're about to be initiated, they probably some powerful ass manifestors. Okay, we're going to continue. We have the sun, okay, and the hanged one. So a lot of healers are strung along until there is a child in the midst, okay? And throughout this quote unquote courtship, which is not really a courtship, it's just a lot of binding magic. It's a lot of it's a lot of dark rituals is done to bind the healers to a person because the healer is naturally free and can cleanse their own energy naturally without having to do much, you know. But a person, they will basically make it a ritual to bind the healer as often as it needs to be. I know for me, my ex used to do binding magic like every 2 to 3 days. Okay, so During this time, this is where it was seen as let's have a child, only because they wanted the manipulator wanted that legacy power. That's why it was when the manipulator discovered the healer can't actually manifest, you know, with all the grief and trauma, you know, they're just happy, basically having the healer just live a rough, tough ass life. This is where a lot of children get separated from very high vibrational parents. And this hangman says to me, the intention of sexual manipulation is to get a healer trapped so the healer doesn't really realize how to move forward. You know what I mean? All right. So that is the origin of sexual manipulation. We're going to go to how it evolved, and that's starting at 1620. All right. Okay, you guys. So let's look at how sexual manipulation evolved. Okay? We have the crone, we have judgment, and we have priestess of cups. So this tells me that the healer was forced into some isolation. Um, Whenever the healer, okay, so remember, as I stated in the origins of sexual manipulation, because the healer naturally frees themselves by nature, their energy is constantly evolving. It's a lot of energetic spell work to stagnate a healer's energy. A healer's energy is like flowing water. Okay, it's constantly evolving, and so if a healer experiences, you know, stagnant energy, that's because there was a lot of spell work done on that healer to basically get them in a place where they are vulnerable. Okay, this is where a lot of conflict magic is gonna take place. This is where um, the empath becomes a martyr. Okay, this is where, with the judgment card here, a lot of projection is done on the healer to keep them, so they can feel as if they're the ones doing the dirty work when in reality they not. And with the crone, there's going to be a lot of isolation. And this is where, excuse me, the healer is going to be learning, wait, I'm going to take some time to get to be by myself. Now, as the healer is going to start understanding that they have stagnant energy and they want to like push past it, and then they're going to start seeing things clearly, they're going to start connecting back to their roots, you know, that beautiful nurturing energy. Okay? And this energetic pull is going to be felt from the person who has been doing sexual manipulation. Even if this is someone who you have simply had a one night stand with, that energy helps them manifest. Okay? We have the Wheel of Fortune and we have the Shaman of Swords. So there's going to be a lot of spell work done to keep the healer from being able to thoroughly express what is taking place. There's also going to be a lot of gaslighting. This is how it evolved. Manipulation became something tyrannical. It became something where you can energetically be pulling on somebody and psychically attacking them in the same room, and not and the person's like, and somebody people like, what's wrong with that person? And the person who's doing it will appear calm. The more sadistic they are, the more they'll blend into the background. But the more pride they have, they'll be the main one something is wrong with that person. They've been spiraling out of control for a long time. This is where, this is how a sadistic person will feel things are turning in their favor. Because when the healer starts to speak about, I feel like there's something happening to my mind, body, and soul, and I don't know how to explain it. The person, gaslighting is happening at a very high amount, and the manipulator will be having, people turn on that person. We have the nine of swords, and then we have the world in reverse. This is where, you know, when the healer doesn't know what's going on due to the connection of the sexual energy, and the healer is in the crossroads of trying to figure it out, and the manipulator's like, okay, so they starting to pick up on what I'm putting down. Okay, so let me read into their energy to see exactly what they're planning to do. And now let me create scenarios. This nine of swords card looks scary, right? Where they are attracting a lot of toxic energy due to the trauma bond. Now, the trauma bond of sexual manipulation is so subtle, you wouldn't even really notice it. you know, it'll show up years later. I know for me, I used to track partner after partner who didn't love me, and I couldn't figure out why. I thought something was wrong with me, but we were both toxic and stuff like that. So when you start pulling your energy away from a toxic sexual manipulator, they're going to start doing heavy ass fear psychosis. And it's going to be much more potent because of the sexual bond that's there. And this is where every time the healer starts, about to feel like I'm going to close this cycle, nope, and spiritual warfare increases. Okay? This is where injustice happens. Justice in reverse, supported by the moon. And this is the part where, the healer becomes aware my ex and I are not getting along. And even though, I don't exactly know how to clearly explain it with physical actions, something is going on where I feel like I am not myself. Okay? This is where a healer has to acknowledge what acts of unhealthiness am I doing? This is where this moon in reverse is coming from for me. The healer has to start to become aware because this will start helping to create an energetic shield from the fear psychosis, from the psychic attack. I know my oldest daughter's father astro raped me while I was pregnant. That shit was scary as hell. Okay, this is where you will have a lot of high level dark magicians who are able to blend into society. As I stated, they will be getting reckless with what they doing with your sexual energy. Okay, they will be so reckless. They'll sit there and quote, for example, astro rape you in the same room, and they'll be calm and having a conversation with somebody. This is how sadistic they can be. And the whole time, another person is just going through it, and they're just like, what is going on over there? Okay, you see what I'm saying? We're going to get a final card, too, because this is literally, I was in the park in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I was just feeling like, it felt like I was having sex with my ex. And my baby was growing in my stomach. And it wasn't like a random person that it felt like sex with my old ex. And I was just not feeling it. I wasn't not sexually attracted to him. And it lasted for about 5 minutes. And at that time, I had so much spiritual warfare happen to me. I had lost my phone. I had been losing stuff. Basically, one bad thing after another happened. I stayed hopeful. And but yeah, that was very difficult for me to endure. All right. We have the two of wands supported by the 9 of wands. And what this does is all these evil actions, make life easier for the sexual predator, the sexual manipulator, all the while they're steadily sending negative energy your way, just like them. So whatever it is, see, they may not actually say out loud the stuff they're capable of doing, but a sexual manipulator is capable of a whole lot of stuff. That's why you have a whole lot of sexual manipulators in the sex trafficking ring. Okay, and you'll notice that if you, whatever spiritual warfare that's being targeted towards you, um, this is a insight into how deep, into some dastardly shit the person who is doing sexual manipulation on you is into. Okay? You also will notice as a healer that during this time you're gonna have that person, projecting their sexual impurities onto you. So it's like your pure sexual energy will be used. How will the pure sexual energy of the healer be used during the time that spiritual warfare is at its most highest? Okay. Three of this in reverse, it will be used to turn people against you, the sun in reverse. It will be used to basically draw a lot of take away your good moments, draw a lot of fuck shit to you. And with the five of swords in reverse, um, so you won't stand your ground. So you'll just give in and give up. Okay, and exactly how does this work? How does this work if the energy is basically in a stagnant energy? Eight of this and two of this. So there's not a sexual energy cleanse here. It's not a cord cutting happening when this is happening. And to keep that from happening, so you can constantly be in conflict, the person who's using your sexual energy is most of the time working around the clock to send conflict your way. And two of this is where you're more than likely, once again, at a crossroads, okay? You're more than likely at a crossroad where you're trying to figure out where you stand about certain things with life and how you want to move forward. Because I know for me, I was getting conflict after conflict after conflict after conflict after conflict after conflict. And I started thinking to myself, it has to be something that I'm doing. Now, I take accountability as things I didn't know, and there was habits that weren't gonna serve me long term. You know what I'm saying? However, my ex was using my sexual energy to basically psychically attack me and while astral raping me and all kinds of shit. Okay, so the individuals who will be doing this will be high level dark magicians who have learned to blend into society. Okay, now you're gonna notice they're gonna spiral out of control when the healer walks away. Now, most of the time, they're gonna try to call the healer back in, but after a certain amount of time, when the healer is like, "Nigga, you can keep on manifesting me. I ain't coming back, bitch." This is when the person's gonna start spiraling out of control. Where they used to go from being very patient and kind and things like that, they're gonna go to a place where they're just starting to, you know, really be seen in their true light. And this is where people who are around them gonna be like, "Girl, you all right?" They're gonna be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'm okay," because their pride is so high. They feel like they gotta keep putting on that front. But this is where when their perverted behavior is targeted at the wrong person, this is when it's jail time. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Because people gonna really start to pay attention to everything the person said about you, how they treated you, and they're gonna start to notice everything you said about such and such. You're taking on those qualities. Projection. Now we're gonna go to how sexual manipulation affects your energy field. And it's starting in 30:05. All right, you guys. So how sexual manipulation affects your energy field? Let's get into it. Five of Discs, you attract poverty. Poverty in every sense of it: emotional poverty, mental poverty, financial poverty. You attract poverty. And with this, the card of the creator being upside down, you lose your home. So some of you guys can literally become homeless. Um, because when you don't know who you are, energetically you have lost access to yourself. You people can basically wish ill will on you that you become homeless. And if you're not, aware of what's taking place, you'll end up homeless. I know, for example, I ended up homeless because I kicked someone out when she was pregnant. That was my karma. But the second time I became homeless, it was and this was after I had paid my karma debt off. This was because someone was doing a whole lot of magic for me to be homeless. Miss Smith. No problem. Thank you for kicking me out your house, because honestly, I would not be in NYC if I was still up in your house. you know, I wouldn't know how sexy I am if I stayed in your house. All right. Ace of Wands and the Devil. So, how does sexual manipulation affect your energy? It will feel as if you are constantly attracted to you individuals who make you feel like you're stuck in between um and this is a reflection of what's going on in your energetic field. Well, with the devil being turned like this, it's either you got a straight out addiction or you breaking it. So you constantly will meet people who is just every time you're trying to break out of an addiction, somebody's trying to pull on your sexual energy. Yeah, you notice that. Like, how can I explain this? All right. So with this Ace of Wands here, what I'm picking up is every time you are just consciously choosing to break this addiction to this person, with this distorted sexual energy, you will constantly be getting, and it'll feel like, what am I doing wrong? Actually, what's happening when this is happening? I'm curious. And for this, and daughter of this. So what's happening is while you're trying to close this cycle out, this person's like, hell to the no. You ain't closing this cycle out with me. We got the death card. This person would rather see you dead instead of rebirth. This is how potent your sexual energy is if you are a healer. And then with daughter of this, they're basically trying to fuck up any foundation you have of overcoming that addiction. Now, this is why you have to be persistent, because that sexual manipulator, they're fucking persistent. They're like, because they're led by lust, and lust does not have it doesn't really have any self discipline. That's why I'm so grateful when we have Father Saturn um, show up at times, because Father Saturn definitely puts people who are letting their lust get the best of them into puts them into check, okay? Checkmate that ass, right? This is where you're gonna notice a lot of sexual perverts will be going to jail, because when Father Saturn is anywhere in, a planetary movement, um, or like for example, and as I'm recording this, we're gonna be having a moon in Aquarius and things like that. There's Saturn and Uranus. So this is where a lot of sexual predators are going to end up going to jail. Yes, this could be somebody for 5 years ago who did some fuck shit. They gonna get caught the fuck up and go to fucking jail. You see? So what do we need to know about Two of Wands? Now, this is saying to me, the spiritual warfare is going to be sent to the healer who pulled their sexual energy away, like You see how this keep going? It's gonna keep going. Cause this nine of wands energy, remember when we first had it, it was in reverse. But what's happening is as the healer is fighting the spiritual warfare, the person who's sitting in spiritual warfare is like, oh shit, the wheel is turning. And so they fighting to not get that nine of wands, okay? So it's like not only are you fighting for your life, you're fighting for your own sexual energy. Real shit. As a healer, yes, you are fighting for your own sexual energy. Cause that person like, my life ain't gonna be no shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, we have the Shaman of Cups. Okay, let me see. We have the Four of Discs in reverse, and we have Death in reverse. So the ultimate goal to basically, this is where the honeypot magic starts working, because the person who stole your sexual energy gonna be like, how the fuck are you fighting me off? And it's because you're finding balance, okay? However you find the balance, you find the balance. Pat yourself on the back. So that goal, they'll be doing like honeypot spells and shit like that, like honey jar spells and shit, so you can give into it, so you can keep this cycle open. That's why you hear a lot of Mercury retrograde messages like, oh shit, they want to get back in. They want to give you that cup of love. And it's because during this time, a lot of readers are picking up on false information saying the person is this and that and this and that. But really, those honey jar spells can really cloak somebody's energy. So this is where you have to be mindful of the readers you go to, because this will tell you if they're not getting accurate information about a love interest coming in, you might be walking into another sexual trap of a sexual manipulator. This is also where you're going to have to be accountable to, where are you at with your healing journey? If you're not at a place where you like, I'm ready, then it ain't time. You know what I'm saying? When it's time, you're going to know. All right? Let's get a couple of more cards you can understand. But basically, this person or persons will be like very like, you ain't taking this energy away. If you are healing, your energy is so different that they may have supply, but the supply don't do it like you. So this is why you'll have people from your past, when retrograde comes about round, they'll start reminiscing about sexual acts you shared together, and this is energetic spell work, and it's magician. I was like, I don't want to pull this. Yes, energetic spell work, magician. Uh-huh. Okay. Six of this. Yes. Daughter of this. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. With the Devil upright. Ace of Swords and Ace of Wands in reverse. So basically what's happening here is this is where the sociopathic behaviors start spiraling out of control. This is where you have the murder shows about, we never knew such and such was this and that. This is how potent a healer's sexual energy is, okay? This is why it's important for a healer to take the time to completely heal their sexual energy. Because if you have traces of, exes who are sociopathic, you're going to attract that again, okay? Because the addiction to your energy is they don't start to realize, dang, I'm going to get a piece of that shit. However, this is where the healer is going to be protected with this Ace of Wands in reverse, because no matter how much sexual energy they send towards you, you're not answering. So this is where the healer is going to start speaking the truth about things they have experienced. They might simply say, when I was with such and such, say for example, I was with when I was in the military, I thought, no, I was in love with a guy named Bird. I didn't realize he was doing sex magic on me. You know what I mean? And I remember when he had went onto his new supply, I just had allowed myself to be the side chick. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I was like, please talk to me. I don't know my worth. Please, I want you to validate me. He just like, nah, I'm cool. Bye, bitch. And then it was impossible to get in touch with him. So for years, I would think to myself, I fucked it up with Bird. He's the one that got away. And then, you know, um, it's funny that I'm saying this. Is like he been like literally subscribe to my channel, putting some weird ass fuck shit up here. You know what I mean? Access to the black web, Christy Bird. Oh, is your name Christy? Yeah, with a K, HR. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But with daughter and then the stability that your sexual energy brought now, they start to realize I don't have any fucking stability without their energy. My addiction is spiraling out of control, whatever that addiction is. Whatever it is your sexual energy brought to the table, it brought to them in abundance. So you may have exes from 7 years ago, actively trying to manifest you now. That's fucking crazy. I used to think to myself, oh my gosh, I just lost the best thing that happened to me when it came to Christian Bird, but then I'm like, yo, I don't want that shit. I ain't know him, he ain't know me. We had fun. And then when it was over, it was over. You know what I mean? But it took me a while. And so I didn't realize he was sending me so much spiritual warfare when I took my energy away. That's crazy. For the longest, I felt like I didn't have any value for nobody. I felt like I didn't matter at all. We have the Hierophant in reverse and the Seven of Wands in reverse. So what happens when you successfully take your sexual energy away by speaking the truth? Well, this person is not seen in high reverence. They're seen as a loss, an asset, and they attract a lot of conflict. And more than likely, this is a conflict magic they sent your way that's getting sent back to them. I know I felt as if when I lost Christian Bird, I was like, shit, man, I ain't gonna never meet nobody like you. Then I met my oldest daughter's father, and I was like, I ain't gonna never meet nobody like you. And I met my youngest daughter's father, and I'm like, I don't want to meet nobody like y'all. Y'all gonna, cause sexual manipulation is a subtle seed of trauma bonding. The average person don't really pick up on it until like it gets abusive, or you really like you really seeing how nasty the person can get. So for the average person, there's a lot of trauma bonds with people due to sexual manipulation. And most of us don't actually take the time to really dig deep into it because it's just sitting there. It's like a kundalini. It's like a snake, just, but it's like a what's it? It's like a tapeworm, a sexual energy tapeworm, just fucking with your shit, and you just kind of like, and you gonna notice during the time where someone fucking with your sexual energy, you're not really able to enjoy sex. Okay, now we're gonna get into how to cleanse your sexual energy, and we're gonna start with masculine energy because a lot of we hear a lot for females, yonis, things like that. But we're gonna learn some ways you can use what you got around the house, okay? So this way, when a person, as you're pulling away from their sexual energy, that you're able to, okay, I'll get some more tea. You're able to like, okay, I'm just like literally going to just like, you know what I mean? Just going, I'm gonna keep it pushing and cleanse my sexual energy. All right. So masculine, how can masculine cleanse their sexual energy? And the energy I'm feeling when it comes to masculine is it's like something concrete but soft at the same time. It's like velvety blue cream that it's like it's a safe feeling. This is healthy masculine sexual energy. Okay? Yeah, this is healthy. This is evolved masculine sexual energy I'm feeling. Um, Yeah, because you can tell someone's sexual energy is underdeveloped and they're just into high levels of sexual manipulation if all you feel is pleasure, but you don't feel a sense of stability. It feels as if your root chakra is being eaten away at, because that's what's actually happening. Now, how to cleanse your sexual energy for the masculine? We have the Empress, followed by the Son of Swords in reverse. So what I'm picking up with the Empress, let me actually back this up, because I'm like the Empress. I don't discriminate and things like that when it comes to Timberland and Mago featuring Missy Elliott. Cop that shit. And then okay, what's that there? The song. The downplaying your experiences and gaslighting your self-expression. All right. All right. So, masculine with the Son of Swords in reverse and downplaying your experiences and gaslighting your self-expression, you guys have to start getting in tune with your feminine energy of expressing your emotions, okay? It may be a little bit difficult, because you're more so inclined to focus on building legacy in that moment. And you feel like if you get the foundation set up, and you can attract your empress, because I'm speaking to emperors here who are watching this. You might feel like, yeah, I'll attract my empress if I have my foundation, but without you expressing your emotions as authentically as possible, that's why you have a lot of people who sing. But the thing about the singing is you have copycats who sing right after the emperors become musicians. You know what I mean? And this is where um, discernment is going to be at the highest level, because you do have some emperors who use their voices, like Londrell. Uh, he's definitely a emperor. Um, his voice is very soothing. It's like caramel and honey, the purest of caramel and honey. So it's dripping with a whole lot of healing energy. And this is where um, discernment is going to be of the utmost, because, but actually it's going to be quite more easier if you're a masculine who likes feminine energy in a female body, because you're going to be able to see the woman that's putting on airs and a woman that's like chilling. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for you to talk about your emotions and to express it in a outlet that helps you evolve and helps you embrace the feminine aspect of your sexual energy. Okay? All right. That was very specific. All right. Then we have Timberland caught that shit with the Empress. So another way for masculine to cleanse their sexual energy is to I need some this song right here. I'm trying to think, because I got the song in my head with Miss Elliott. Cop that shit. Bootleg. Oh shit. Discernment. You're gonna have to use discernment, because may come across your energy is gonna be pulling in everybody. It's the same sex, okay? Let's keep it 100. There's nothing wrong with that if you into that, boo. But you gotta use discernment. You may have your bro who you've been friends with for 30 years, and he may be like, yo, bro, I want to start a devil with you. And the same bro will start some fuck shit behind the scenes and have you like feel like you can't trust nobody. And right when this person seems to save the day, you like, bro, thank you for always having my back. Not realizing you the same motherfucker starting all this shit. The person like, I want to suck your dick. So take this scenario for if you're a feminine energy too, and the shit is real. So counterfeit, you have to have faith and trust that your individual unique journey is your journey, and you will meet your divine empress. But you have to acknowledge that a lot of people are going to be embodying the energy of the Empress you're gonna meet. But it's gonna be very kind of, this will turn to a fucking love reading, but you need information, right? Let's put this shit out. So what's going to be, and this is how Spirit teaches us to trust our discernment. Spirit teaches us to trust our discernment by saying, be patient with yourself. If it takes you 12 years to meet your divine counterpart, you're going to be happy. While somebody else who gives into loneliness going to be like, oh shit. All right. You're going to meet a lot of women who are going to act like the divine counterpart you're going to meet. A lot. But you're going to be able to tell the energies off. So your discernment going to pick up. You're going to be like, I'm cool. Now, when you actually meet somebody, meet the one, the person won't really be legit. The energy gonna be different. And because you come across the energy of this particular person countless times over, you ain't gonna be fangirl like, you gonna be like, hey, I want to understand you on a deeper level. I really just want to understand you for who you truly are. Shit like that. And getting to know the person is going to be it's going to be a very beautiful experience. It's not going to be like when you got with the counterfeit partner and it was just like lust, because both was toxic at the time, whatever, and then it's like, well, let me make this work. Let me be happy. You're going to be experiencing a lot of high vibrational emotions that you didn't think you could get access to on a consistent basis. It's not going to be where you experience a new form of sexual pleasure with this person and then shit goes downhill. It's going to be on some deep elevation type shit where it's going to feel like you're both not drained at the sex. Where you're feeling like, I just want some time to myself. You know what I mean? It's just going to be different. It's going to feel homey, but without stagnation. It's going to be homey without uh, the toxicity of the home came from, or if you dealt with any toxicity in a home situation. So you're going to definitely have to find a creative outlet to express your emotions after dealing with counterfeit empresses. Okay, that is very cool. Okay, I didn't even put time steps for this one. That's all good though. That's all good. Okay. I'll put it in there. Somebody watch it, please. Yeah, like natural all day, boo. Natural, 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 natural. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. um, but yes, to conclude for the masculine sexual energy cleanse, find a creative outlet to release and transmute that toxic sexual energy of dealing with a toxic feminine or toxic masculine. Um, that will really help you do it, because if you keep that counterfeit energy in, you're going to keep attracting the counterfeit, and you want to release it as long as it takes. Like I said, it don't matter how long it takes. Well, for you, it's for you. When you meet the real one, it's going to be like, you special. I done met a lot of women who act like you, but they not really on your level. You know what I'm saying? All right. We got to go into how to cleanse the feminine sexual energy. If you don't have access to a yoni steam, or you want to find a quicker way to do it, source, feminine, how can you cleanse the feminine sexual energy? Okay, okay. Six of Swords. Okay, okay. Wheel of Fortune. Upright. Daughter of Cups in reverse. Son of Disc in transition, I like to say. And then fourth disc in reverse. So what I'm picking up with this Six of Swords, you're gonna have to move away, physically move away from the toxic partner. And if you have children with them, it's going to be a bit of a struggle, because this person because feminine energy has been watered down. People don't really understand how powerful feminine energy is, especially sexual energy. So you can, as a healer, you can basically manifest your freedom with your sexual energy. And this is why the person's pulling on your energy, sending spiritual warfare your way. It's going to increase when you leave them. But this also means that they're weaker because if they had access to you, they would probably be hella abusive to you. Okay? The abuse would be spiraling out of control. This is where you have to trust that as you're planning to get you and your children away from a sexual predator, a sexual manipulator, you are breaking generational curses. This is where you're going to be asked to really, get to know the universe in a very deep level. And you may experience a lot of fucking gaslighting. You may have people like, she fucking crazy, all the while they copying your shit. Okay? This is where some of you guys will, you're going to see how powerful your feminine energy is. You can manifest your freedom with your own sexual energy. I know I sure another motherfucker did. I love both my exes. And you know what? I left my whole past behind. And I leave their asses again and again and again. They sociopathic asses can pop up if they want. Bitch, I will abandon your ass again. I don't care about your abandonment issues, honey. I don't deal with sociopaths who try to act like they ain't. Y'all some crazy ass bitches, okay? And I mean, I say that resentment free. I don't deal with sociopathic, crazy ass people who go above and beyond to gaslight me and call me out my name, and then all of a sudden you're trying to ride my way because everybody else up on me. No, don't nobody fucking care. Just so you know, I forgive all of you, but stay the fuck away from me. You don't, I'm getting a restraining order. And you can look as prim and proper as you want to during the trial, and that restraining order is gonna go through. Okay? I don't fucking play about my energy. I don't fucking play about my safety. I don't fucking play about that shit. 57, 57. All right? So, while you guys the feminine energy is going to be taking the time to cleanse the sexual energy. With Son of Disc here, this is where you're going to be, starting to notice that you're experiencing, during the time you're experiencing slowness. So this is like, I'm at a crossroads, okay? I'm going from not knowing what's going to happen when I leave to I'm ready to leave. And the person going to pick up on this, okay? This is where abuse, physical abuse might actually physically start, okay? Because they think feminine energy is weak. AKA, that's why feminine energy is so weak. They started up a fucking Salem witch trial, a witch hunt. You see what I'm saying? Feminine energy ain't weak. If we ain't got to put our hands on you and we can protect ourselves. And they started a fucking witch hunt. Now, this is where you're going to be, redirecting. And this energy, this process, this cleansing is going to take some time. The deep cleansing, of course, do the things you want to do, but I'm just giving you the straight truth of what I'm getting. Because I was like, what's a quick way to cleanse it? You have to accept this process of sexual energy cleansing is going to be much more sacred for you because your sexual energy is so sacred. That is why sexual manipulation was targeted for the feminine, feminine sexual energy in the first place. Sensuality can basically move mountains, okay? With the Four of Discs in reverse, you are going to have a lot of individuals as you're, taking the time to cleanse your sexual energy. A lot of people from the past, even molesters, they gonna be like, what's she doing? Because they not able to profit off your grief anymore. So you're going to be finding new ways to close out karmic cycles in ways that the enemy will never see it coming. You're gonna be setting healthier boundaries. And then with the daughter of cups, you are going to have to face the fact that you're afraid of emotions after being hurt a lot. Because for the feminine sexual energy, the subtle seed of trauma bonding, of sexual manipulation hurts worse than it does in the masculine. So this is where a creative outlet is going to be of the utmost. I know for me, I started doing tarot. I started learning how to cook again. You know what I mean? I started doing things that would make me feel at peace. Okay? We have the Emperor in reverse. We have the Chariot in reverse. And the Six of Swords in reverse. Supported by Two of Swords in transition. And this one is nope. So what's happening is the person who you took your sexual energy from is going to be trying to cause you to stay in stagnation. And this is because this is what they're going to be experiencing. Your sexual energy basically kept food in this person's house. So when you're going from the place to willingly choosing to, I'm ready to understand what's going on, this person is going to try to keep you in this stagnant energy so you never find what's going on, so you can appear crazy. So when you do decide to go get that restraining order, they'll look like I didn't have anything to do with that person. All the while they over there sending you evil eye and the whole court fucking room hoping I'm gonna look like I'm the one that ain't got shit to do with this. They gonna look fucking crazy. This person's gonna do everything to keep you from moving away. Energetically, mentally, emotionally, physically. This kind of healing takes time. With the Chariot, this person, their victory is seeing you not have peace. With them being the Emperor in reverse, they want to basically control your sexual energy like it's nobody's business. But this right here is where their downfall is because they're so focused on your sexual energy. They're not able to manifest a goddamn. Okay? We have Ace of Cups. You can protect yourself and cleanse your sexual energy with self-love. Son of Disc right here says, whatever it is you're aiming for, take your time. You know, be gentle with yourself. I know, for example, a gentleman touched my coat, and after he came up there with the intent of sexual manipulation to get me to, give into the fact that I own two businesses across the street, and I had said to him, don't touch me if you're just trying to get into a relationship with me. When I really wanted to say, just don't touch me, I had to understand I have been taught to feel bad about saying, don't touch me. This is how healing feminine energy is. You ain't even got to have sex with nobody, okay? People just want to naturally be around you. If you are healthy feminine, people naturally want to be around you. If you're a toxic feminine, you starting to realize, why don't nobody want to be around me? You're toxic feminine, they'll even be like, oh, I want some of that feminine. Okay? So this is where this distorted energy is. This is the last days for karma. But this is heaven on earth for us healers because we're learning how to still be fly, sexy, happy, all the while coexisting with evil ass people. And with Two of Cups in reverse, you're going to have a lot of people trying to have you thinking, you want a relationship, don't you? You want a relationship, don't you? And this is going to be increasing a lot when you are in your self-love. However, you're being asked to stand your ground because when you're ready, you're gonna know. And it's not gonna be where somebody's gonna be knocking on your physical door like, hey, you want a relationship? Want a relationship every day? Because they know it's gonna look fucking crazy. It's gonna be a lot of energetic energy sent your way. You know, you may if you like tarot cards, like obviously watching this, but you might be saying stuff like love on the way, love, love. It's because someone's trying to say, hey, I want a relationship with you. Literally, I just want your sexual energy, whether you are ready to give it up or not. Okay? Anyone who's willing to be patient with you, this is a person that's not going to be like, okay, so we've been talking for 3 months, I'm ready to hit that. We've been talking for 12 years, I'm ready to wipe that. Feminine sexual energy. You'll know a person's for you when you have discovered your own unique love, way of loving. I got a Aquarius Venus. So the way I love is very different. I don't like to love, the way the movies came to me because I feel stuck, lost, and I'm just like, yo, I'm not, I'm about to, I'm planning my escape. You want to trap me, bitch? I'm planning my escape. I'm getting my freedom, bitch. So the way I love is completely a lot of people not used to it. This is why I have met partners who get highly abusive and they do a whole lot of bonding magic to keep me. Now, what happens when you do bonding magic on a person with a Venus in Aquarius who's an Aquarius sun? Don't fuck with my freedom. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Uh huh. So however your unique love is, there's gonna be somebody just for that. You may get a little discouraged because you're like, I got this whole thing of self love for myself. You see how this person jumping into the love, like this is my love. I'm jumping into this bitch. This is you. Now you cleanse your sexual energy. Okay. However you feel led to love yourself. And with this son of this right here, this is saying that the goal that you're, going for when it comes to, manifesting a healthy sexual partner is possible. But you may run into a lot of people because a lot of people just on this toxic shit. We in the karmic on their last days, okay? We're on heaven on earth, and you people karmics may see you like, oh shit, this my new beginning. Shit. So you may, see a lot of people who you pass who just don't really fit the bill. And you like, damn, I know this is what I have in mind. If it take me 5 moon cycles to manifest this person, I'm gonna write a list down exactly what it is I want for to keep my sexual energy pure. Because it's so possible to have sexual energy that remains pure while being sexually active. And we're gonna get a couple of more messages, and then we're gonna call it a day. I'm about to go get some, or maybe cook. 5 of Swords in reverse, Priestess of Wands, and 3 of Discs. Okay, I need to get some more information. Spirit be giving me some messages. With this age of Aquarius, on we in some Uranus time. I'm like, okay, thank you, Spirit. This is reverse. Disruptive forces, negative payoff, downplaying your experiences and gaslighting your self-expression. Okay, so if you're watching this, somebody from your past is basically lying to people like we're getting back together. We've been talking. We've been learning how to coexist peacefully together. After they was the main one downplaying your experiences and gaslighting your self-expression. Now the fact that your sexual energy is so potent and a lot of people want it, the people that they was going against you, this is the kicker. Is like, ooh, I want to show person. And they're like, so we're talking again. How she doing? When she gonna come see the baby? When he gonna come see the baby? When you gonna see them? How you seeing them? What they basically everybody trying to get all up in your bed, man. And they like, well, we're just taking our time, moving slow because I know we both our experiences together was very toxic, and so I really want to make sure that we have a good foundation. They use the big words so people they can scare people off, but they don't realize these people like I don't give a fuck. What about your foundation, bitch? I want what you lost. Okay, this could even be a female. If you a masculine, you know, and you got a toxic baby mama, or you just had an ex who she was like, damn, I could never meet nobody who put it on me like you because you was healing her ass and all the stuff she refused to, heal is coming back to her. You were able to heal her temporarily, and then she went back to same old, and attracted worse apartment. Well, you are being seen as the priestess of wands, queen of wands. If you're masculine, you being seen as that dude, stuff like that. And these people, they realized they couldn't disrupt your glow up, so now they just like, fuck the people that was gas lighting and gang stalking my person. They saying you their person too. Get readers on your ass. I had a vision. Somebody was doing readers on me while I was sleeping. So I was just like, so basically, these people know they're energetically cut off from you, but what they're doing is they're creating the illusion for the people around them that, oh yeah, I still talk to them. They getting that karma back too. Disruptive forces and negative payoff. This is what they're experiencing. Everything they sent out to you is coming back to them. They had no idea how potent your sexual magic was. Yeah. So, Eight of Cups and Ace of Wands. So Eight of Cups in reverse, these people can't move on. And this is Spirit's way of showing them. I don't care how sociopathic your ass choose to be. You may want to stalk this person as they globe trot and as they have a family of 10. They can even have 70 children if they want. You ain't gonna be able to hurt this person. All you're gonna be able to do is sit in fucking misery because of all the fucking spells that you did to bind this person and bind their sexual energy. I mean, this person's only existence may be to live to see you be happy. And you don't need to fear these people. You know, how does heartbreak affect your overall health? It causes disease. Okay. With the Ace of Wands, these people don't have any more passions. Okay. We're gonna get a couple of more messages from the bag, and then we're gonna conclude it because I'm about to do some self care. You know, I'm about to do a whole lot of self care. Because I deserve it. I'm worth it. Okay. And be mindful be patient with yourself. Be mindful that you're not putting pressure on yourself to be somewhere where you're not ready to be right now in this moment. Everything is divine timing. I'm learning that myself. It's like, if I was where I wanted to be right now, I don't think I was really fully appreciated. You know, I love my home. I have more respect for it every day. I'm also learning how to not be attached to things in my home and things like that. So it's like it's constantly every moment of the day I'm learning something new about something new on a deeper level. Okay? Got two messages. Black tea. Another way you can cleanse your sexual energy is black tea. In paradise, said to be helpful during childbirth by stimulating contractions and opening the birth canal. Helps to dispel postpartum depression. A peridot, you can place a peridot stone in some water, okay? Let it sit there, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit. And then take it out when you feel led to, okay? This is going to do something to the water, okay? And then get you some black tea, put it into the water, get the tea hot, and you're going to notice your sacral chakra is going to feel much more balanced. And this is where you're going to notice less pull on your sexual energy. This is, you know, just anybody in general who's like, oh, it's sexy. Your sexual, the black tea is going to be a protective barrier for your sexual energy. On that note, I'm going to give me a paradox today. So, have a good day, guys.